the second type of a defensive strategy would be the divestiture. So it means selling a division or part of an organization. It is often used to raise capital for further strategic acquisitions or investments. And it can also be used so that firms can focus more on core businesses and be less diversified. Divestiture can also be part of retrenchment to rid of an organization or a business that is unprofitable, or a division that requires too much capital, or those divisions that do not fit well with the firm's other activities. Sometimes firms divest their unwanted or poorly performing divisions due to recession. Six guidelines when divestiture may be an effective strategy. So the first one is when retrenchment is made and failed to accomplish needed improvements. Second would be when a division needs more resources to be competitive than the company can provide. Next would be when a division is responsible for an organization's overall poor performance. The fourth one would be when a division is a misfit with the rest of an organization. The fifth one would be when a large amount of cash is needed quickly and cannot be obtained reasonably from other sources. And lastly, it is when government antitrust action threatens an organization. So when we say government antitrust actions, it refers to the competition laws. So its statutes developed to protect the consumer and ensures fair competition exists in an open market economy. The last defensive strategy would be liquidation. So, as we all know, liquidation is the selling of all of the company's assets in parts for the tangible worth. Liquidation is a recognition of defeat and consequently can be an emotionally difficult strategy. It is an orderly and planned means of obtaining the greatest possible cash for an organization's assets. So sometimes liquidation may be better to use uh, when you're continuing to lose a large sum of money. So it's better to cease operations than to lose money, right? So that's why businesses use liquidation. So one great example of a business that went under liquidation is a theme park in America, which is called the Hard Rock Park. It is the first rock and roll theme park in 2009, so it went under liquidation or Chapter 7 bankruptcy 9 months after it launched because its sales were only $20 million dollars, while their annual interest payments due is $24 million dollars. So as you can see, their sales is lower than their annual interest payments. So that's why their best strategy to use would be liquidation. There are three guidelines when liquidation may be an effective strategy to pursue. So the first one is when an organization already pursued both retrenchment and divestiture strategy, but neither of them has been successful. The second one would be when an organization's only alternative is bankruptcy. And lastly, it is when the stockholders of a firm can minimize their losses by selling the organization's assets. Michael Porter developed five generic strategies. The first one would be the Type 1 cost leadership, low cost. Type 2 cost leadership, best value. Type 3 differentiation. Type 4 focus, low cost. And Type 5 focus, best value. So these strategies allow organizations to gain competitive advantages. So the type of strategy to use depends on the size of the market. So if there's a large size of the market, the business or the entity should use either the first two types, the cost leadership low cost or the best value. The type 3 differentiation works also both for large and small size of the market. But for the type 4, type 5, focus low cost and focus best value, it works well with a small size of a market. First two types of the Porter's 5 generic strategies would be the cost leadership. So cost leadership means producing standardized products at a very low per unit cost for price-sensitive consumers. So the first type would be the low-cost strategy. So in this type, a business offers identical goods and services to a wide range of customers at the lowest price available in the market. So a business which offers the lowest price can attract a great number of customers. So the company that can keep its costs low, we have the highest profit margin. And in order to pull this off well, business should invest in the latest cost-saving technologies. So the very first companies that can manage to significantly lower their costs ends up being the market leaders. One best example for this low-cost strategy would be Netflix. I'm sure that we're all familiar with what Netflix is. It offers a greater variety of movies, videos, and series and charges lower prices than video rental stores by conducting all of its business over the internet. So if you'd invested like $10,000 way back in 2006 before Netflix was a hit, so that $10,000 would go or would increase 900% after 5 years, or in 2011, that $10,000 would be $90,000 or more. So that's how well Netflix went when they used the low-cost strategy. So the second type of the cost leadership would be the best value strategy. So it is a strategy that offers products and services in the lowest prices and also offers unique features. So it is a challenge to businesses to compete either based on offering low prices or adding unique features. So the solution to that challenge would be using the best value strategy so that they could offer both by using this one, so they could give the lowest price and also offer substantial differentiation or add a unique feature. This strategy, the best value strategy, is often or is always a challenging one since the creation of unique features and communicating them to consumers why they are useful is costly. So it is very successful when firms can manage and implement an effective best cost strategy. So one great example would be IKEA. So they revolutionized the furniture industry by offering cheap but stylish furnitures. So they could offer low prices because it outsources its products from low-wage countries and offers a very basic level of service. When we say very basic level of service, so the assembly and delivery of the products or the items that you bought would mean additional costs. It is less convenient, but it attracts customers because they offer the lowest prices. Type 1 or Type 2 cost leadership strategy, it aims to become the lowest cost producer, and the firm can compete on the price with every other industries and earn higher unit profits. Also, cost reduction provides the focus of the organization's strategy. It also targets a broad market, or as we said earlier, it is best to use when the size of the market is large. And lastly, under the cost leadership strategy, competitive advantage is achieved by driving down costs. Successful cost leadership strategy requires that the firm is the cost leader and is unchallenged in this position. And it is also especially beneficial where customers are price sensitive. Involved in the Type 1 and the Type 2 cost leadership strategy are the first one would be other firms may be able to lower their costs as well. And also, as technology improves, the competition may be able to leapfrog the production capabilities, thus eliminating the competitive advantage, and lastly, it could lead to a damaging price wars. Other risks involved under the cost leadership strategy would be that there might be difficulty in sustaining cost leadership in the long run. And also, a firm following a focused strategy might be able to achieve even lower costs within their segment. So, as we said earlier, so the firms that use the cost leadership strategy were Netflix and IKEA. So Netflix used the low cost, while IKEA used the best value strategy. Third type of the Porter's five generic strategy would be the differentiation strategy. So as we said earlier, we can use this strategy when the size of the market is either large or small. It is a strategy that calls for the development of a product or service that offers unique attributes that are valued by customers. So customers perceive the product to be different and better than that of the rival. The value added by uniqueness of the product may allow the firm to charge a premium price for it. So differentiation can be based on product image or durability, after sales, quality, or its additional features. So it also requires talent, research capability, and strong marketing. Differentiation strategy is aimed at producing goods and services considered unique industry-wide and directed at consumers who are price insensitive. So this uniqueness that we say in this strategy is the uniqueness that cannot be imitated quickly or cheaply by the rival firms. So unique products and services that customer will find better from goods and services offered by competitors. It is a way to distinguish itself from the competition, or it is a way for us or for the business to distinguish itself from the other companies or other businesses. If successful, it allows businesses the opportunity to charge a premium or additional price for the goods or services to also cover for the extra costs due to the uniqueness of the product. So higher price, or it can ask for higher price and gain customer loyalty due to the differentiation features. So here are the conditions when to use the type 3 differentiation strategy. So the first one would be there are many ways to differentiate and buyers perceive the differences as having value. The second one would be diverse buyers' needs and uses. Another is a few rival firms following similar differentiation approach. And lastly, fast-paced technological change and evolving product features. There are risks involved when pursuing the type 3 differentiation strategy. The first one would be it involves higher costs due to the uniqueness. Another thing is that customers might become price sensitive and choose on price rather than the uniqueness feature. Also, customers may no longer need the differentiation factor. Another is that imitation by competitors and changes in customers' tastes. And lastly, rivals pursuing a focused strategy may be able to achieve even a greater differentiation in their market segments. So one best example of a company that used the differentiation strategy would be the Tesla. So in the picture above, you can see this. The Tesla is the one with the luxurious or sporty type of the car. So Tesla made the first luxury sports model for the electric vehicles. So they valued economy over form. So even though it's pricey, the Tesla car, they also pursued it since they want uniqueness. On the other side, the more green or less green is the one made by Toyota, which is the Prius. It is also an electric vehicle. And also another best example for a business which used the differentiation strategy would be Coca-Cola. We all know, or we've all seen the Share a Coke advertisement or advocacy in their advertisements. So in this campaign, Coca-Cola produced Coke bottles with customers' name on labels, and then They headed out throughout the different cities in order to increase its exposure on social media, and also they asked the customers to share their picture of their personalized Coke bottle on Twitter and other social media services. So the fourth and the fifth type of strategy would be the focus. So we said earlier that when the size of the market is small, businesses could use this type 4 and type 5 focus strategy. So when we say focus, it is producing goods and services that fulfill the needs of a small group of consumers. So the focus strategy concentrates on a narrow segment or a small size of a market, and within that segment attempts to achieve either a cost advantage or differentiation. So the premise is that the needs of the group can be better serviced by focusing entirely on it. A firm using a focus strategy often enjoys a high degree of customer loyalty, and this entrenched loyalty discourages other firms from competing directly. Because of their narrow market focus, firms pursuing a focus strategy have lower volumes and therefore less bargaining power with their suppliers. However, firms pursuing a differentiation focus strategy may be able to pass higher costs onto customers since close substitute products do not exist because of the uniqueness. The focus can be specific to particular buyer group, metro only members can access, or service offered, specialized hospitals, or they could focus on geographic region. Let's say, for example, Nilgiri's grocery chain in South India. So that's how businesses use the focus strategy. There are two types under the focus strategy, the same as the cost leadership. So we also have the focused low-cost strategy and also the focused best value strategy. Now, the Type 4 low-cost strategy offers identical goods and services to a wide range of customers at the lowest price available in the market. The Type 4 low-cost strategy is most effective when consumers have distinctive preferences and when rival firms do not attempt to specialize in the same target segment. Under the low-cost strategy, it is not the lowest price in the industry, but the lowest price relative to other firms that compete within the target market. And then we also have the fifth type, which is the focused best value strategy. It offers products or services at a higher price, but with additional features. Under the best value strategy, the offerings are perceived as best value because of the additional feature or the uniqueness added into it. How can firms achieve success using the focus strategy? So the first one would be lower investment in resources. The second one would be the firm benefits from specialization. Another is it provides scope for greater knowledge of a segment of the market. And the fourth one would be it makes entry to new markets easier and less costly. And also, firms using a focus strategy often enjoy a high degree of customer. Risks involved in using the focus strategy would be there's a limited opportunities for growth, and also the firm could outgrow the market. There's also a danger of decline in the chosen segment or niche. Also, risk of imitation. Another is the risk of changes in the target segment. And a reputation for specialization inhibits move into new sector. So in the type 4 and 5 focus strategy, the conditions are there's a large, profitable, and growing target market niche. Industry leaders do not consider the niche crucial to their success. And also, industry leaders consider it costly or difficult to meet the needs of this niche. The fourth one would be industry has many niches and segments. And lastly, there are few rivals that specializes on this target market. The world is changing rapidly, and industries and firms change faster than ever due to the technological advancement. That's what we call the turbulent high-velocity markets. Now, businesses have three choices on how to react or respond to these rapid changes. From defensive to offensive, they could react, anticipate, or lead. So the first response to rapid change would be to react. So it is a defensive kind of strategy used to counter what the other firms are doing. So here are the example of actions that a business could do to counter what the other firms are doing. So let's say, for example, that a rival firm has new offerings or new products. So our firm could introduce better products in response to the new offerings of the rivals, or they could also respond to unexpected changes in buyers' needs. So in this reacting to change, it is only react and respond as needed. It's a defensive strategy. Uh, and they will defend and protect the company's position only. In the anticipating change, or to anticipate changes, it is planning ahead for expected future changes, devising and following through with plans. So it's either you improve a product line or strengthen distribution. So in this type of response, it's either defensive and offensive. So what are the actions that business could use? So one of the few examples would be research buyers' needs, preferences, and expectations, or to monitor new technological developments closely to predict the future path. And the last kind of response to rapid change would be the offensive type, which is the leading change. So the actions that companies use when they do or the leading change would be to pioneer new and better technologies, also to introduce innovative products that opens new markets and seek to set industry standards. So this strategy is on the offensive side. So uh, they'd be the agent of industry change, so they could set the pace. And since they're leading change, they set or pioneer new and better technologies. They force their rivals to follow. Sometimes to follow, or they force their rivals to anticipate or to react. And lastly, in the leading change, it influences the rules of the game. Now, there are five means for achieving strategies. So the first one would be to cooperate among the competitors, joint venture or partnering, merger and acquisition, first mover advantages, and outsourcing. The cooperation among the competitors, it is a collaboration between competitors to succeed by contributing something distinctive such as technology, distribution, basic research, or manufacturing capacity. So the risk in this type of achieving the strategies is that information not covered in the formal agreement often gets traded in the day-to-day performance or operations. Also, companies enter alliances so that they could avoid investments. And lastly, learning from the partner is a major reason why firms enter into cooperative agreements. One best example in this cooperation among competitors is between the Asian and European firms. So European firms often cooperate with the Asian firms because Asian firms are excellent in regarding the manufacturing. So manufacturing excellence is not easily transferable and requires employee training and involvement. So that's one reason why European firms collaborate with the Asian firms, so that they could learn in regards to the manufacturing excellence of this type of firms.